Have you ever stared out at the ocean and felt its mystery? The endless blue, stretching far beyond the horizon, has always inspired a sense of awe and wonder, but beneath its surface, and sometimes floating right on top, are stories that defy explanation, tales that have haunted sailors and dreamers for generations. For centuries, the sea has been a place of adventure, and of chilling legends. It's a realm where brave explorers set sail in search of new worlds, but also where the unknown lurks, waiting to surprise even the most seasoned mariners. The ocean's vastness has always been both a promise and a threat, a place where anything can happen. Among the most haunting are ghost ships, vessels found adrift, perfectly intact, but with no one aboard. These ships seem frozen in time, left to wander the waves without purpose or direction, their stories untold and their fates unknown. Imagine approaching a ship that looks normal from afar, only to find it eerily silent, meals left uneaten, and the crew vanished without a trace. The decks are empty, the cabins undisturbed, and yet, it feels as if everyone simply disappeared in an instant. The silence is heavy, broken only by the creak of the hull and the whisper of the wind. These aren't just stories, they're real maritime mysteries that have baffled sailors and investigators for generations. Each ghost ship discovery sparks a flurry of questions and theories, as experts try to piece together what could have happened. Sometimes the answers are never found, leaving only speculation and legend behind. What could drive an entire crew to abandon a seaworthy ship in the middle of the ocean? Was it a sudden storm, a hidden danger, or something even more mysterious? The possibilities are as endless as the sea itself. Was it terror, disaster, or something stranger? Some believe in supernatural forces, while others point to more earthly explanations like piracy, mutiny, or disease. But in many cases the truth remains elusive, lost to the depths of the ocean. Each ghost ship is a floating puzzle, a story with missing pieces that stirs our deepest fears of the unknown. They remind us how little we truly understand about the sea, and how quickly the familiar can become strange and unsettling. These tales remind us that, even today, the ocean keeps secrets we may never fully uncover. No matter how advanced our technology becomes, there are still mysteries that slip through our grasp, hidden beneath the waves or drifting silently across the water. Ghost ships are more than spooky legends. They're real-life enigmas that challenge our understanding of the world. They blur the line between fact and fiction, inviting us to question what we know and to imagine what might still be out there, waiting to be discovered. So, let's dive into some of the most famous cases and see what we can discover. The ocean's greatest mysteries are waiting, just beyond the horizon, ready to reveal their secrets or keep them hidden for all time. The Mary Celeste is perhaps the most famous ghost ship of all time, a name that has become synonymous with maritime mystery and intrigue. In December of 1872, this American merchant brigantine was discovered eerily adrift near the Azores Islands by the crew of another ship, the DEI Gracia. The Mary Celeste was found sailing aimlessly, her sails partially set, and no one in sight. What made the discovery even more baffling was the condition of the ship. She was still seaworthy, her valuable cargo of industrial alcohol completely untouched, and the crew's personal belongings, including clothing, jewelry, and even pipes, were left exactly where they belonged. The only thing missing from the Mary Celeste was the lifeboat, and most chillingly, every single person who had been on board. The ship's captain, his wife and young daughter, and 7 experienced crew members had all vanished without a trace. The last entry in the ship's logbook was dated 10 days before the discovery. It described nothing out of the ordinary, just routine navigation and weather notes, with no hint of impending danger or distress. Captain Benjamin Briggs, his wife Sarah, their 2-year-old daughter Sophia, and the entire crew had simply disappeared, leaving behind a ship in perfect order. There were no signs of violence, no evidence of a struggle, and nothing to suggest piracy or foul play. The cabins were neat, the galley was stocked, and the ship's valuable cargo was intact. Over the years, countless theories have been proposed to explain the fate of the Mary Celeste's crew. Some suggest mutiny or foul play, while others blame natural disasters, sudden storms, or even attacks by sea monsters. One of the most popular theories is that leaking alcohol fumes from the cargo caused a panic, prompting the crew to abandon ship temporarily, only to be lost at sea. Despite decades of investigation and speculation, no definitive answer has ever been found. The fate of the Mary Celeste's crew remains one of the greatest unsolved mysteries in maritime history, haunting sailors and storytellers alike. The legend of the Mary Celeste endures, setting the standard for all ghost ship tales that followed, and ensuring her place in the annals of nautical lore forever. Fast forward to the late 1940s and the terrifying tale of the SS Ourang Medan. It began with a chilling Morse code distress call. Captain dead, all officers dead, possibly whole crew dead, I die. The Silver Star responded, finding the Ourang Medan adrift and undamaged. On board, the entire crew was dead, their faces frozen in terror, arms outstretched as if fending off something unseen. No wounds, no signs of violence, just pure horror. The air below deck was icy cold despite the tropical heat. As the Silver Star's crew tried to tow the ship, smoke erupted from the hold. Moments later, the Ourang Medan exploded and sank, taking its secrets with it. Was it poison gas, a supernatural force, or something else? The Ourang Medan remains one of the most disturbing ghost ship stories ever told. Its mystery endures, unsolved and unforgettable. The ocean is full of ghost ship stories beyond the Mary Celeste and Ourang Medan. For centuries, sailors have whispered about vessels that appear out of nowhere, drifting silently with no living soul aboard. These tales are more than just legends, they're chilling reminders of the sea's power to swallow both ships and their secrets. The Carol A. Deering is one of the most enduring mysteries. In 1921, it ran aground on the treacherous Diamond Shoals off North Carolina. When rescuers boarded, they found the ship eerily deserted, meals left half-eaten, personal belongings untouched, and the logbook missing. There was no sign of struggle, just confusion and silence hanging over the empty decks. The last people to see the Deering reported a crew behaving oddly, almost as if they were under duress or following strange orders. Theories about their fate have ranged from mutiny and piracy to hurricanes, rum runners, and even the supernatural pull of the Bermuda Triangle. To this day, the fate of its 11 crew members remains a mystery. No trace of them was ever found, and the unanswered questions only deepen the legend. Then there's the Beichimo, a sturdy cargo ship left for dead in the Arctic ice in 1931. Its crew, fearing for their lives, abandoned her as the ice closed in. But the Beichimo refused to disappear. Instead of sinking, it broke free and began a ghostly journey, drifting through the Arctic for nearly 40 years. Explorers, hunters, and even passing ships spotted her again and again, always out of reach, always shrouded in mystery. The Beichimo became a true Arctic phantom, a ship that seemed to defy the elements and the passage of time. Her last confirmed sighting was in 1969, but some believe she may still be drifting somewhere in the polar night. Did she finally sink beneath the ice, or is she still out there, lost in the endless Arctic darkness, waiting to be discovered once more? These stories remind us that sometimes it's not just the people who vanish. The ships themselves become legends, haunting the seas long after their crews are gone. Each abandoned vessel is a floating question mark, a riddle the ocean refuses to answer. Every case adds another layer to the ocean's reputation as a place of endless mystery and wonder, where the line between reality and myth is always blurred. Ghost ships are not rare. They're woven into the very fabric of maritime history, each one carrying its own story of loss, survival, or the unknown. And as long as there are ships at sea, their stories will keep growing with every new sighting, every mysterious silhouette on the horizon, and every unanswered question left in their wake. Boarding a ghost ship is like stepping into a frozen moment. Everything normal, except for the missing people. Often the ship is in good condition, with personal belongings left behind and meals half prepared. There's rarely evidence of piracy or violence. Valuables are untouched. The logbook might be missing or end abruptly, offering no clues. Sometimes it's the small details that haunt investigators. A child's toy on a bed, a laptop still running, fishing lines in the water. These snapshots of interrupted life make the mystery even deeper. Why would a crew abandon ship so suddenly, leaving everything behind? The scene is always unsettling, normalcy shattered by unexplained absence. It's this eerie stillness, this sense of a story cut short, that makes ghost ships unforgettable. Every detail is a clue, but the answers remain elusive. When logic fails, legends take over. Sailors have long blamed ghost ships on curses, vengeful spirits, and phantom crews doomed to sail forever. Sea monsters like the Kraken are said to drag ships under, snatching crews without a trace. The Bermuda Triangle is blamed for mysterious vanishings, with tales of magnetic anomalies and portals to other worlds. Some believe these ships are literally haunted, their crews lost to supernatural terror. The SS Ourang Medan story, with its terrified crew, fuels these ghostly theories. Whether it's monsters, curses, or phantoms, the supernatural offers answers when reality can't. And sometimes, the scariest thing is what we can't see or explain. But science has its own theories. Rogue waves can sweep crews overboard in seconds, leaving ships intact. Hazardous cargo, like the Mary Celeste's alcohol, might leak and create panic over a possible explosion. The Ourang Medan may have carried toxic chemicals, releasing deadly gas that killed the crew and caused the explosion. Infrasound, low-frequency vibrations, can trigger intense fear and confusion, possibly driving crews to abandon ship. Human error, weather, and mechanical failure all play a role. Often it's a mix of small problems that add up to disaster. Science doesn't solve every mystery, but it brings us closer to understanding the impossible. The truth may be stranger and sadder than any legend. When we piece together the evidence, some scenarios emerge. Piracy is a real threat. Modern pirates may force crews off ships, taking only what they want. Human error and accidents, like a crew member falling overboard and others trying to help, can quickly leave a ship deserted. Mutiny is another possibility. A crew turns on officers, then abandons ship, unable to navigate. Most likely, it's a combination of bad luck, fear, and small mistakes. The Mary Celeste may have faced a minor emergency, a panicked decision, and a tragic outcome. Ghost ships are rarely the result of one event. They're the product of many things going wrong at once, and that's what makes them so haunting. Why do ghost ships fascinate us so much? They're the ultimate unsolved mystery, a puzzle with missing pieces, set on the endless ocean. The clues never quite add up, keeping us searching for answers. These stories remind us of the sea's power and unpredictability, and our own vulnerability. At their heart are real people, families and crews whose fates we'll never fully know. We're drawn to these mysteries out of curiosity, empathy, and a need to understand. Ghost ships are legends, but they're also tragedies. As long as the ocean holds secrets, we'll keep searching for answers. The allure is in the unknown, and the search itself becomes the story. Some mysteries, it seems, are meant to drift forever.